Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my friends, my sisters and brothers. Have you ever spent some time just thinking and probably thought about the prodigal son? Maybe you thought about Lucifer. And if you have you ever considered comparing them? What would be the difference that's really recognizable between the two? You know the story of the prodigal son. He represents really a person who grows up and decides to go on his own. In every way you can see that, and it can be seen in many different ways. We've all experienced it in very different ways, and yet it comes out being just that. The prodigal son going out into the world. Let's say, everybody wants to do good, and everybody's aim is to do good. Nobody leaves out basically to do bad. And so they go out trusting in themselves and what they think they know and what they are learning on the way, and usually are not guided by wisdom. They have none, and they're listening to none. And so they go out, and sometimes it seems that things are going to be okay, and sometimes they really are. I don't want anyone to think that there aren't good times on the prodigal road. They are. But there are bad ones too. And when the bad ones got overwhelming, the prodigal stopped and said, I remember. And the prodigal evidenced that memory with turning around and going back. Now, that prodigal was forgiven. Why was he forgiven? Because he changed and he came back. Everybody has an opportunity to be forgiven when you change. Not with your words, but when you change. Now, Lucifer, he represents a different perspective. Lucifer is that prodigal that went forward and made up in his mind that he was going to be successful. And he was going to be successful at being the opposite of what the truth is. He was going to take the truth and turn it into another truth for his own purpose. And he'd be able to guide people, as many people in existence, toward that fake truth as the real truth. Because you, the people, are not supposed to be wise. And you will be led and misled. And so you can either be led by the truth or misled by its lie. Well, we have living in our day, ladies and gentlemen, a modern day Lucifer, whose intent is to come into America and destroy America, knowing that America is evil herself, has always been, as all nations are. And all nations have to go through this, and many have already been conquered by the Lucifer spirit. But now America has that Lucifer spirit. How else can you explain these senators and Congress people who you have chosen as being leaders and spokesmen and representatives of your ideas of life? And you held in high esteem with honor. Yet to see them stand before you, before cameras, take an oath, violate those oaths, lie, support lies, things that you know are lies. Support them and have you convinced that perhaps they're telling the truth. Next thing you know, you switch. You don't know what's going on. To destroy your all institutions. Everything that you thought protected you, a good lie by one who comes to destroy you. And others who just said, they bow down. Bow down. They say in heaven you took a third, and here on earth I guess you took 2/3. Whoa, no. Yeah, well, 2/3. Like maybe it's a third left someplace. And it's amazing. It's amazing. What about the church? What is it about the church? What did it do for you? Did it protect you? Did it protect you with scriptures that say that it's God, his son, was representative of where he come from, with probably nappy hair as people there, probably same shade as people there. Yet understanding that reading was not, hey, you couldn't read, you weren't taught to read. And so what did they do? They put a picture that says more than 1,000 words. And there you have it. Is that proper? Is that right? Sounds like deception to me. It sounds like the same thing that's been going on all along. Guide you with words, declaring this. The truth of it, ladies and gentlemen, is we all know that something is wrong. But many of us don't know what to do about it. But ladies and gentlemen, some of us got enough nerve to tell you what's the truth. And I tell you, to tell you the truth means that you're not going to like it. To tell you the truth is like slapping you in the face. Somebody said, I heard one actor use it in a play, you can't handle the truth. I tell you, the truth is like slapping the hell out of you, and you're not going to like it. And rather than accept it and be grateful that you had a confrontation with the truth and accepted it, and now you're free, no, baby, you're going to try to put some handcuffs on that baby. And you're going to try to do everything that you can to destroy it. Don't you see how Trump and his people are working? Don't you see how they're trying to manipulate this lie and make everybody think that it's true? It's the same game played all over again. It's nothing new. But the truth of the matter is that nothing belongs to anybody. Everything belongs to God, but it has names on it by those who have stolen it through the systems that they've instituted. You didn't know that, did you? Or did you know it and didn't have enough guts to say it or do anything about it? Now you're suffering. When somebody comes to you bold enough to say it, you get mad. Some of you might be glad. It is those of you who know the truth that are glad. And so, all I say, ladies and gentlemen, is this. All of the hell that we go through, whether it's a personal stuff or whether it's just about us, it is by our own approval, whether we intentionally do it or just ignorant to the fact, and it happens. We are responsible for all of it. But your excuse is that you didn't know the truth. You were following Lucifer spirit. Now, Lucifer spirit, since this election in the United States of America, when Joe Biden won the election, this Lucifer spirit concocted a game plan even before the election started, a way for him to complete his program, his plan, even if he hadn't captured enough minds to just vote for him. He set that rat out there. They gonna steal it. That's the only way I can lose. I'm the greatest thing since the Big Bang. And so if I lose, they stole it. And so the people who believed in this lie, who thought this was a magic, who started saying this was a gift from God. Wow, how can you say this joker who was standing before you lying, telling you lies, was a gift from God? Oh, you were quite familiar with lies. You lie all the time yourself and told yourself that it was the truth. But yet when you go before others, you knew what they expected the truth to be, so you presented yourself as one that tells the truth. Now you had the Lucifer spirit to come around. Forgive me for talking to you like this, ladies and gentlemen, but I want you to understand. The Lucifer spirit comes around and you get excited. Hallelujah. I knew my day was coming. And so he got you. But I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, you were made, listen, I want everybody, especially those people that work at department stores like Target and Walgreens and mattress stores, where you got stock people that's stocking stuff up. You go in the stores, they got the uniforms on, and they're looking all busy, and they're taking care of business. You coming in spending your change, and they are doing their job trying to make whatever the wages are because they need it to do the things that they're trying to do. Ooh, I look at them, and I see them, and when I see them, the first thing I see is fantastic, wonderful people. I see beautiful people. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what size you are. I don't care what your hair. I see you, and I say, wow. And then my heart aches because I see you being robbed. I see you giving your duty. You're giving your service. You're doing what you do to get a little bit of that life. See, you're doing it to get money that allow you to get a little bit of that life that you're reaching for. And you don't know that God has already given all of that to you. All of that stuff you're doing. Only thing that you have to do to enjoy heaven on earth is you, my friends. Exercise the gifts that God has given you. It is the gift that gives you your greatest joy when you're doing it. And that gift is so associated with all of the other gifts that everybody else have, that when you get a chance to exercise them, you have coming back to you all of the goods and services that are essential for your survival first, like food and clothing and shelter and education and health care. First, and the best of it all, these things you don't have to worry about. Why? Because you got a gift. It might be playing basketball. Woo! It might be playing football. Woo! It might be singing. It might be dancing. It might be painting. It might be miming. It might be architect drawing. It might be setting up bridges, infrastructure. It might be any number of things. It might be cleaning a toilet. You might be the best toilet cleaner. All of you who clean toilets are the best toilet cleaners. And you love doing it. And you do a good job. And you know what you get for that? Guaranteed up front. Food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, and all of this, man, and all the other stuff that people can imagine, like computers and the telephone and all those things that come up, your electric bills, all of that stuff, everything that you spent money for, you don't use anymore. That is the Lucifer spirit. The Lucifer spirit uses the money. The Lucifer spirit thinks about the stock market, and that is because all of us have been living in the Lucifer spirit. Should I say guided by the Lucifer spirit? Or in the Lucifer spirit. It's all the same. But I'm coming to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, before my last days, that there is a power you can't see. Something happened to you. You know, those of you who have taken and put your lives on the line to follow Donald Trump, and when you got caught in a situation, he threw you under the bus. God won't throw you under the bus. It doesn't mean that the stuff that they throw at you will be easy. No, they will throw stuff at you to do the stuff to achieve the stuff that they wanted to achieve. First of all, they want to punish you for standing up against the system. Not only that, they want others to see you being punished and seeing what you got to go through for daring to stand up against the system. How dare you? Frightens them, scare them. And you're supposed to be hurting. That's where the trick comes in. That's where the trick comes in. They are looking at you. You're supposed to be hurting. They are throwing it at you. You're supposed to be hurting. But deep inside, I don't know how it happens. God got something going on. That everything that they throw at you is absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely magnificent. Deep inside you, will look like somebody be saying, don't, but another voice say, bring it on, because it makes you real. To stand up for what's right, my friends. I'm gonna tell you, you can go to prison. You can be beat down, but when you stand up for right, you feel like a king. Ooh. I don't know what it's like to die for it, but I got to believe it's fantastic. I got to believe that when Jesus Christ was on that cross, if he were there, that it was the most magnificent thing to look back down on the world up on that cross saying, you know what he said? I'm up here because of you. I have told you, I'm talking a long time. I have told you that in the world, there are those things that I have mentioned that are essential for your survival. They are essentials there. And then there are other things that you desire, you want. In our day, it might be the computers. It might be the electric cars. It might be, the thing to get a ride to Mars and to just go up in space and float. It might be all of those things. But the Spirit of God's love says, the only way that is appropriate and is godliness is if it's available to each and every individual on this earth. Now, whether they engage themselves in it or not, that's on them. I don't want to go to Mars. Some folks don't even want to get on a plane. But if some do, and can, then what would stop them? Money? Come on. That's Lucifer's plan. Controlling you, manipulating you, telling you how to be. No, God gives you the freedom to make those choices for yourself. Don't give that up to, God has a constitution. God has all of the rights, and everybody, every system that comes up trying to exist, got to first make sure it honors God's rights, or otherwise it's an illegitimate system. Now, I think I have said enough, and I hope I've made myself clear to a small point. And I guess I'll do it for now, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.